usually don't speak English in the morning, but today I have to speak English for once. How's it going, people? You're listening to me from 10B Savage, Chris and Solid 100.9 FM. My name is Ijele for the daughter of Norwegian people, the one whose flash of her teeth brings out money from your pocket. I'm not alone here in the studio. I am with a very interesting personality, I must say. I have people in the studio that you just need to listen to. Very interestingly, I have students in this room, in the studio. I have people who build character. When we're talking about character building, we're talking about etiquette, we're talking about femininity, we're talking about originality of a woman. That's exactly what they've come to tell us today. And with me, I have young fellows. When I say young fellows, I see the future so bright. I see them very beautiful, wonderful students. In fact, let me first introduce to you Genuine Womanhood Finishing School program that just rounded off some very few past days or week ago. They just finished training a few fellows, and I'm sure by the end of today you would have gotten one or two to put yourself or pull yourself together. When you think about yourself as a woman, when you think about yourself as a girl child, when you think about yourself as a human being. I welcome the various students from various schools who participated in this wonderful program that just took place from Genuine Womanhood Finishing program. I say welcome to the studio, so I may begin from my right. You tell us your name and then probably tell us the name of your school.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Obiani Before. Well, I'm from I'm a past student of Commande Secondary School.
Okay, so you're done with school?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, lovely. Okay, let's hear you, darling.
Good afternoon. My name is Abugu Mesoma. I'm a student of Government Secondary School, GRA.
Oh, here?
Yes.
Oh, that's my school, Government Secondary School. I teach there, okay? Baby, what's your name?
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
My name is Mary Frances Ojakosa, and I school in Commande Secondary School, Enugu.
Okay. All right. Come forth, baby, come forth. Tell us your name.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Praise Zundu, and I school in St. Mark's Anglican Secondary School, MNA.
St. Mark's. Oh, MNA. Okay, baby, come.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
My name is Chinaza Nendo, and I school at Commande Secondary School, Enugu.
Okay. You're welcome to Solid FM. This is Solid FM, and I may want to ask you one or two. How interesting was this training to you, this 1 week intensive training? How interesting was it to you? So let's begin with you. The first 2 days, tell us your experience and then tell us what you learned in the first 2 days.
Okay. At first, when I attended the program, that was the first day. Everything was strange. I had seen new faces which I've never seen before, and overall, everyone was nice and very ladylike. I liked the atmosphere. And what I learned in this program is how to kind of carry yourself as a woman, how to take care of yourself, maintain your body parts, and how to be you, how to be truly you, and depict good values to the society, and that you are very important as a woman. And a woman has different values. She's supposed to be a role model and an unseen leader. She's supposed to be kind of the backbone in a family. She guides the children, she supports her husband, and then she makes sure that everything in the house is beautifully done. And I love that, like, and what do you call it?
Oh, just
They-
think of the word.
Yes.
If you don't remember it in English, just speak Igbo. It's allowed. I need you to be free. I need us to chat. I need us to be free. Very excellently free. Go ahead. Okay, don't worry yourself. Let's go to the next person. Maybe your experiences may differ, okay? Okay, baby, what was your first 2 days experience?
Well, I learned a lot. I learned so much from our teacher. She taught us so many things like respect and our manners as women. And she taught us about our dressing, our good grooming, and living with harmony with other people. She also taught us our consideration with others, both in our workplace, our neighbors, and our parents. She taught us about our dressing, the way we should dress as women. We shouldn't expose ourselves in order for men to call us cheap women. She also taught us about our telephone and social etiquette.
Wow.
She taught us about not when you're in a queue, you don't jump the queue, you have to wait for your turn. She also taught us about family and family happiness, about families, parents and their relationship with their children. She taught us about being a woman who knows her worth and trying to express your opinion and your core values. And she also taught us that a woman is a leader because she's responsible, she's honest, she's humble, she's kind, and she appreciates things that are given to her, even if it's big or small.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's
Thank you so much. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, let's go to you, honey. Tell us what you learned at least in the first 2 days.
Well, in the first 2 days, my experience was nice. At first, I was surprised. I met new people, different faces. It was kind of not actually my intention to go, but when I got there, I kind of seen that it's a really nice program for people to attend. Like we learned so many things: social etiquette, dining skills, responsibility, good leadership, and we learned about how to be a responsible leader, how to be an unseen leader. As a woman, you need to be an unseen leader, how to groom yourself, how to bring out the best in you. And we also learned about etiquette, femininity, originality, character education, how you go around talking, the way you talk, the way you dress. It should be woman-like. You need to be woman-like. The way you sit, how you comport yourself in society. It was
Mind blowing.
yeah, it was a
The
very
way
interesting
you
program.
all are sounding, really, I can really commend the program by myself. It's really power packed. It's mind blowing. Okay, let's go to MNA and the schools in MNA and Okunano. Come on, let's hear you. Come forward. You can come to my microphone if you deem fit. Otherwise, you can just bend a bit so that we can hear you. Tell us what you learned in the first 2 days.
The program was okay, but the people that have talked have said much of the whole thing. The program was one in town. It was teaching us more about femininity and how to become a woman.
Exactly. Okay, dear. You have a separate view?
They've said it all, that they've taught us how to behave like a woman, that a lady is supposed to be hospitable and kind, gracious in her thoughts, action, that she promotes excellence, she promotes moral and excellence in character.
Okay, so how do we then narrate this now that everybody is just cooking noodles and most of the young girls now don't know how to cook. I have a problem with that. So how do you know the table etiquette since you don't know how to cook and then you're just cooking noodles? So that's where I have another problem. But that's by the way. I really thank God that it was a successful program, and this will bring me to invite the real people, the director of this particular NGO Genuine Womanhood Finishing School program. I need to even know if this is just about schools, because it has to go away from just being schools. So let's make welcome Jane Ndukwe. She is the director of Genuine Womanhood Finishing School program. Please say hi to the audience. ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're so much welcome.
Thank
to Solid
you.
FM.
Thank
This is
you.
Solid 100.9 FM, and my name is Ijele. Please tell us a little about Genuine Woman.
Right. Genuine Womanhood Initiative. The
Please
people.
use the second microphone.
The
if you
second
don't
one,
mind. Thank you,
okay.
ma'am. Yes.
So, Genuine Womanhood Initiative, the people that powered the Finishing School program. What we do, we're trying to advance etiquette, character building, femininity, and originality as tools in nation building. Now, that sounds odd, but we recognize that for anything to happen, any change to happen, we need to advance civility in our nation. Because once there's civility, people show respect and consideration for one another. So, which really gave rise to this initiative. And we also recognize that women are home builders. So if we target our women, they are better able to raise children with values. Because whatever that happens in the home empties out in the society.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. I think as much as parents are doing so much, I still think they need to do more.
Yes.
Because I am trying to see how I was trained and how the kids now are being trained. Sometimes you don't even beat the child. The parents will come for war now. Unlike that when they spank you, they wait for you in the morning, early pipe spanking. After beating you for just a mistake, something you didn't even envisage now, or a big thing, you will see it becoming a serious ordeal in that house. And after beating you seriously, you will never, ever repeat that thing again. Okay, Ma, why did you choose schools as a place to start?
Well, because remember, we have to target the children, the young people, because they are the future leaders. And as you rightly said, women these days are very busy. Fathers are busy, mothers are busy, so nobody really is teaching values in quite a number of homes. And then we're leaving some of this to the schools to handle. And already there's a dart in values being taught, because much of what the schools concentrate on is head knowledge, academics and all that. That's fine. But we also need to teach the heart to think right. Because once the heart is able to choose right, think right, choose right, then everything would synchronize.
Exactly.
So which is where we come in. And so that's why we're like a support system to the schools.
Okay.
Yes, a support system to the schools, helping the children to learn character.
Okay.
In fact, we are pushing for character building to be taught in all schools.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, because you see, a child may know that it is wrong to steal, but the child has not internalized this in his or her heart. So the child may still go and take what doesn't belong to him because he hasn't quite learned that it's not good to do that. But he can tell you that it's not good to do that. So we're trying to teach the heart to think right. So if the heart is able to think right, then it synchronizes with the head knowledge. Then we have people making better choices. So we want a situation where our young people make better choices on their own without being prompted. For instance, you see a child should be able to greet you and say thank you and say please without being prompted.
Exactly.
So, but it isn't quite like that
Achievable
these days.
now.
Yes. And these are simple things that our parents taught us.
Yeah.
Today you give a child something, the child is looking at you, and then the mother now nudges the child and says, "What do you say?"
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way.
Exactly.
And then if we're able to show each other some consideration, some respect, because I always say you can't live with someone you don't respect. Respect is key. You know, if we want this nation to move forward, then respect and consideration must be shown. You know, so if we're able to target the young people, you know, then they grow up with these values so that when they eventually get into the work system, then they're able to make better choices, you know, for the nation. So that is the whole emphasis. And the home too. Wow. And then because we really want women to return to being custodians of character. You know, if you remember back in the day, if a child did something wrong, you know, you don't have to be the mother of that child to correct the child. But you can't do that now. You know, just like what you're saying about spanking. I'm not into spanking and all those things, you know, but, you know, you can put value into somebody, the person makes better choices without really having to use the cane. Now, if it becomes necessary, they say, you know, you use the cane, then the other hand, you pull the child back to say, listen, I only did this, you know, to correct you so that next time you don't do it again. But most times people beat children out of anger. And you're not correcting anybody that way. And then we want a situation where if we want to correct children, teach them to reflect on the action that was wrong. You know, and before they can reflect on that action, teach them the right thing to do, how to think. So that if they get it, if they know the way to think, then they can make better choices. And if, for instance, they make choices that are not so sound, teach them to reflect on their actions, you know, and then that way that child will never do it again. Because you see, the thing with spanking, you know, you do it so often that the child gets used to it and says, isn't it just a cane? You know, and then you're not really achieving anything because the child gets used to it and he says, well, they keep the TNMF, you know, what else would they do? You know, and then the thing continues to. So we want to stop all that, you know, we want a safe environment, you know, where people can learn to be themselves, you know, especially in a society that just wouldn't let you be yourself. So that's the originality part of it. You know, I
get you. Really. Well, you're listening to us from 10B Savage Crescent in GRA Enugu. My name is Oziome Ejiofor, and we have genuine womanhood in the building with school students who achieved so much in the just concluded training that they had. Jane, please come and sit because I would ask you something. Where is Jane? Publicity.
Okay, that's you.
Come on. No, I'm not through with you. Just sit. Maybe just stand up for her to sit because I would ask her one thing as the time goes by. But then, I want to ask, as a teacher, it's so hard to conduct things like this in school, and it becomes extremely successful. I must tell you. I want you to tell me genuinely, just like your genuine womanhood, what are the challenges that you face to carry out this project?
Okay. Some of the challenges, you know, I must say, actually comes from some of the teachers.
Wow.
You wouldn't believe that, yes. You know, because if we had a bit more support, you know, because some of the schools we go into, you know, we would like to see the teachers be more supportive, you know, and more understanding of the benefits.
Process,
exactly.
Yes.
You know, because you see, if we're able to get the children to have character, classroom management becomes an easy thing. You see, but when a teacher doesn't see it as being necessary, and then the body movement, the body language is all negative and cold, you know, so you're standing there by yourself, and then they forget that there's a disconnect. And then the thing is that we can only be there for so long, you know, but they are with the children all through.
The way.
So if they're able to work hand in hand with us, then they can now follow up on what we're teaching. So that is a major challenge. You know,
Are they threatened?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I think so.
Because I am thinking they are threatened.
And then thinking that maybe their jobs will be on the line,
yes.
and their jobs are not on the line. We're not coming to take over the schools. I mean, how many schools will you take over? We're just supporting the school. Now, this is where we would want the Ministry of Education to get involved.
Okay.
Let's revamp our curriculum, you know, because we've been carrying this curriculum and then shifting things. I was a teacher for many years.
Wow.
Yes, and I ran schools, you know. So, but if we're able to teach children, because I've heard children say things like, I don't even know why we're studying what we're studying.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
and then that's really not right. If a child can't make sense of what
Of what
he or
you're
she
teaching.
is teaching, yes, is studying, then what do we expect from that child? You know, and then each time we get into these schools, and then the children listen to our trainings, you can see them like, oh, we like this, but they want more of it, and there has to be a follow-up, and which is also why we would like heads of schools to organize trainings for the teachers
At least how long? Once every term?
once every term
Or
for
two
now,
times.
or twice in a
Every
term,
term, yeah.
you know, until they get into the swing of the whole thing and then understand that they're not being threatened at all. You know, this is just an added help, you know, and if we can do that, it makes life easier. You know, so if school is doing its own bit, then mothers are also making out a bit more time, you know, for their children. You know, we need to listen to our children.
Very
You know,
important.
Because if we're not listening, they're going to take their stories out to their
Outside.
peers who don't really know as much.
Anything.
You know, so then the peers are telling them things, and then we are getting angry as parents. Oh, why are you doing this?
didn't tell
But
me,
you
you
didn't,
didn't tell
you
me.
did.
But you're not there to
But you're
listen.
not there to listen. You're not there to guide. You know, because for me, the home still remains the primary assignment of a woman. We're not saying don't work, but put things in place, you know, where you're up to date with what the children are doing. You know, you're looking at the homework they bring home. You're looking at the kind of friends they have. I remember back then, my mother used to say, bring your friends home. I want to see. Because with an older person's eye, you're able to see the ones that are not so good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but if we make the home front so unfriendly and mothers are not even there to listen, and you know, they hide around so many hanky-panky things going on outside.
I agree.
You know, so it's a really tough call. You know.
Okay. So the Teachers Ministry of Education, this too. Yeah, I think the teachers are threatened.
Yes.
They think you've come to take their jobs. They think you want to go tell the ministries that they're not doing so much. I think that's what it is, because I can imagine what it is as someone who did an IT in the secondary school. So, and coming from my broadcasting career to the secondary school, so they were also threatened. So they let me do the bulk of the job, which wasn't a problem. It was a plus for me as far as I'm concerned. Then again, how do you raise fund to achieve this?
Ooh, that's another challenge.
I really want to talk about genuine
No,
womanhood.
that
It's not
is
about,
another-
seriously, I want to know how to help the NGOs who are into school stuffs.
Yes.
That's the truth. How do you raise fund to make this work?
Honestly, for now, we're depending on donations. I mean, from family, from friends, and organizations that can help us. But you see, we're new in Enugu. We just moved into Enugu last year, September. And I must tell you, you know, I've gone around. Nobody is understanding.
Telling
I
you.
go to the various organizations, even to give us water, as little as water, nobody wants to give us. You know, so we still need to buy everything. And then you're thinking, we're doing this to help our young ones, and yet no one wants to support. So it's very, very challenging, you know, raising funds. And you don't really want to charge the students, because many of them, you know, do not have this money, and it becomes a burden on the parents. So you can imagine, like this concluded finishing school program, which was for 1 week, where we had to teach, we gave refreshment, we gave gifts, we gave certificates, we had a closing ceremony for them, and all manner of things. And then we only asked for 1,000 naira registration form.
And it's so hard to come back.
It was hard to come back.
I know that.
When we had just a few people walking in, I asked myself, is it the 1,000 naira that is the problem?
Oh.
Because we had gone to various schools. And as we went to those schools, the principals were telling us, oh, beautiful, beautiful, we'll bring all the girls. In fact, give us all the flyers and everything. On that day, just a few girls. So it's a huge challenge. So the support we get, some of the support we've had, they've come from Abuja, from Lagos, from friends and family abroad. But how long would we keep exactly?
Okay, today is World International Day for Youth. I want to know what you intend to tell the youth of Nigeria today. Today is World International Youth Day. So what does your organization have to tell the youth of Nigeria, at least starting from us here? Let's begin that way.
Okay. One thing I would like to tell the youths of Nigeria is, one, know who you are. I always say this. You see, because that's the start of every change in your life and in the lives of all other people that would come close to you. Because once you recognize who you are as a human being, now you're able to identify your core values, your strengths, then it will build your self-esteem and your confidence to be you. Then it will curb negative peer pressure. You see, because people feel bad about themselves because they're looking down on themselves.
Absolutely.
They're
Pity
looking
party.
exactly, and they're looking at other people thinking, oh, he's so
Better than
cool,
me.
she's so cool, not knowing that you have great qualities inside of you
I agree.
waiting to come forth. And until you ask yourself the right questions, who am I? And you begin that journey of self-discovery, you would never know, and then you would end up internalizing all the wrong, negative words given to you, because that will always come.
Yes.
People will call you all manner of names, you blockhead, this, that, all sorts of things. They say all those negative things. And then a lot of people internalize that. And then it robs their self-esteem, because once that is gone, you can't achieve anything great. So I would say, know who you are. Know who you are. Spend a little time to go on that journey. You would not know it all at once, because you will continue to unfold. But once you take that step, and then you're, oh, I can do this, and then if you can do something, maybe I can sing. Okay, I can use my singing to heal. I mean, one of our students said that. She said, I sing beautifully. And I'm looking forward to when I can use my singing to heal people that are feeling, that are down in their spirits. That's a talent.
That's a talent.
That's a talent.
I agree
Yes.
with you. Thank you so much. You're listening to Genuine Womanhood Finishing School Program, who brought her beautiful girls into the studio to come and really express themselves in the 1-week program that just ended, and behold, it's been amazing. So today, World Youth Day, International Youth Day, we want to know what the youth of Nigeria think about themselves, and that's why we need to open the phone lines so that we can take at least 2 calls or 3 and know how people feel really about themselves, because I don't want this program to finish without somebody out there expressing really the words you've spoken to me this moment has really gone down my spine. I think I have a separate perception about myself, because really a lot of Nigerians are filled with pity party. They've not discovered themselves. They are so far from themselves. They just see other people. Actually, they don't want to work. I'm serious. They don't want to work hard. They want to make money, but they don't want to work
hard, yes.
And I'm wondering how on earth that happens. Where does it ever happen? I know if we see radio. So I've not gotten a computer. Where on earth does that happen? As a matter of fact. So 09023 109 09023 109 and 0909 771 109 0909 771 109. We need to know your thought about genuine womanhood and then what you think generally about today's International Youth Day. So if you call us, please bring down the volume on your radio set and make it short and very simple. We have guests in the studio. We have young ladies who have expressed themselves totally of how they felt in the last training. And we also have the director of this particular NGO, Genuine Womanhood, here. You can ask her one or two. Hello. 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 Okay, while our phone lines are buzzing, let me also go to the PRO now. I told you I wanted to ask you something very interestingly.
Okay.
Jane.
My name is actually Chimdindu.
Oh,
I'm
Chimdindu. Okay,
Yes.
not Jane. Okay, okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm
Madam
Jane.
is Jane. Okay, Chimdindu. Chimdindu, as the public relations person in this organization, I want you to tell us if you go for maybe, let's say, a proposal.
Okay.
Sending out proposals to schools. What do you get as the feedback apart from what Madam just said?
Well, so far, I mean, when you go to schools, we've been hoping so far
Is
that
it stressful to assess them?
it's not really stressful. It's actually getting positive feedback from them. That's actually the bulk of the work, really, because it's one thing to go with the vision and the mission. It's another thing to actually get people that will actually feed into that, to the vision of Genuine Women's Initiative.
Okay. So, but after the training, in case you succeed,
Okay.
after the training, do you get our young girls like they followed you to this place? Are there some things that they are particular about that they can't say in the training premises, but they are able to tell you?
Well, I guess so. Yes, and we also have follow-up meetings.
Aha. I
So-
want to hear about it. Tell us a bit.
So we try to keep in touch with the girls.
Okay.
So we get their phone numbers and call them from time to time to know how they're faring and how they're able to impact positively into their societies.
Okay, but do you get also people who are from single parent homes? Like people who live with just their dads or their mom? It's a terrible scenario from people who have both parents together.
Yes.
Are there some things you get from these single parents' families?
Well, not yet. We're working towards that, actually. Girls with...
Please, I need you
actually
to look at it more critically because I have seen single parents and
and
children.
the stereotype.
Yes.
The stereotype, because people believe that people from single parent homes, are dysfunctional children and they, won't be able to impact positively into the society. But then we're here to say that they can actually be the best versions of themselves, and they can actually go above that stereotype. So we're working towards that, yes.
Okay, so now as the PRO, do you get access to the radio stations, the TV stations, the print medium? Do you get free access? Must you really pay to get access?
Okay. Well, this is actually the first time I'm actually going to radio station to actually speak about
you
the
need to
initiative.
do so more.
So,
If I what you're doing now is a serious thing that needs to set this obalofwa.
and create awareness. about what
Absolutely.
is going on.
So that's why I'm asking you your challenges, as a matter of fact. I just wanted to know, is her challenges different from you that interface constantly from what you see on ground? What
Okay.
I wanted to know necessarily what are your challenges?
Well, passing the vision across to thousands of people in Nigeria. I mean, when we had our finishing school project, I advertised on Facebook, WhatsApp, with the hope that we'll get,
Turnout.
a huge turnout. And, we got, quite a number of people, but we expected more, but I mean, that's one of the pitfalls of media. You could pass something across, but it's still left to the people to accept whether or not they'll actually come for the program.
I agree with you. Okay, let's listen up to the phone lines 0902 311 109 and 0909 771 109. Any questions, any comments? Just break it down straight, simple, and then reduce the volume on your radio set. Just ask them what you wish. Hello. 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 I don't think we can take calls really. Hello. One there. Okay, Augustine, go ahead.
Oh, I'll make you do no.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Call me tell our couple content. Soon I went and tried that Maria Cawella and your own that.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. He just called to appreciate us. Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you. What are you saying? What are you saying? Can you repeat yourself a bit? Hello? Are you there? Okay. Hello. Reduce the volume on your radio. Reduce. Are you there? Yeah? Ndewo.
Ekele ka ndị anyị nyere ụmụaka ha aka ịmara ihe ha ma na mbụ. Chukwu ga-agọzi ha. Ihe na-ayọ ha jisi ike mgbe oge dị n'ihu Chukwu ga-akwa ụzọ ebe maka ukwuru okwu maka ihe eji enye nkwado. Ekpere m na Chineke ga-akwado ya nkwado zuru oke. Ike agwụkwa na akwụkwa echi ka mkpụrụ ha na-akụ gaa n'ịpụta ihe.
Thank you.
Dalo, sir. Thank you. Dalo, sir. Dalo. Hello. 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 Good afternoon. Ndewo. Yes, you are on. Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Mr. Jonathan. I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm so much interested in the program that is going on right now.
Okay.
I want to commend the lady that is doing the work.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
She's doing a great job. This is the name that is missing in the whole system. The job that she's doing is a job that's meant for the family. But I guess because of the situation of the country, the parents are always busy now.
Okay.
And she's doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
If we can get the corrected, if youth can take it right in the mind, I believe that the country will be better tomorrow.
Thank you.
I just want to commend her. She's doing a great job. I'm listening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Sir.
Thank you so very much. Yeah, I think that's the much we can take for calls. I also just remembered something. Madam Jane Ndukwe, our director, please, I want to ask, can this be taken to other women aside secondary schools? Can this really, like, the parents are not doing so much. I'm thinking of how you're going to go into various towns now that we have August meetings and meet these women,
Yes.
and tell them mothers, "Anyi mebe no fuma, mebe no fuma, many otua, many otua." I think seriously, it will go a long way. Because listening to the children that came to the studio this afternoon, I am elated, really. I am really glad. From the tone of their voices, from the way they expressed themselves, it seriously showed that the 1 week was quite impactful. And I think if it extends to the parents, if it extends to the parents, the help that we require, Amabias also from government agencies, it will come from the parents who will also support this genuine womanhood finishing school initiative. The help will come from the parents because mana ezioku ka na agwa onye asi anya dị mma si hoturu gbagbuo ye onya dị mma ka agwara ya ụmụazị anyị dị mma ọ dị ara anyị mma. Yes, ọbaghị uru ịmụ ekperi mana oshi, no need. So I think we can do that. But your last word, because our time is up.
Well, the last word is we can do this. You know, our nation belongs to all of us, you know, and if we set our hearts right, you know, to change this nation, we can do it. Each one touching a life and another life touching another life, you know, like a link. That is what we want to do. We want women to rise up. You know, you heard the girls when they said about the unseen leaders. No, not all of us will be the government premises and everything, you know, but in every sphere of influence, whether you're a businesswoman, a market woman, you're a housewife or a teacher, you know, wherever you are, you can make a change, you know, whether the child belongs to you or not. That is what we've been called to do. We are supposed to stand as custodians of character everywhere we find ourselves as women.
Exactly. God bless you.
God bless you too.
God bless genuine womanhood. We really appreciate you. We say welcome to Enugu.
Thank you.
Enugu is a great place. Forget Yanapadi Wubitego. But seriously, it's a place to train kids. It's a place that will give you the rest that you require. You would have peace, but you have to hustle more. You would have to move out of Enugu to get money. Money adreba, you know, your dream. But you can be here and yet achieve the dream by different fundings. I pray people to please come. Just Google one genuine womanhood initiative.
Pathway to nation building.
Say that again. Let them understand.
Genuine womanhood initiative. Pathway to nation building.
Google them.
Yes.
I'm sure it may encourage you to uphold and give them something so that they can as well impact more students than they have already done. I also solicit the government agencies to please come in and support international donors. Please come in and help this particular agency or NGO. I'm glad to have all of you, babies, beautiful people. Remember, we had the director, Jane Ndukwe, we have Chimdindo, we have Odiakosa, Mary Francis, we have Bugu Mesoma, Ebufo Obianuju, Izundo Praise, Ezendo Chinaza. We had all of them in here. We really appreciate you for coming. Is there a number that they can call you?
Yes, yes. 081 351 25818.
Okay, again. Please.
And then 081 351 25818. And then if they check out our Facebook page, they will see so many things we've been doing with children. Yes.
Please call out the number again.
081 351 25818.
Okay, that's beautiful. I realize you're also going to have another program on September 28th.
Yes.
Please, until that time, tell me about it. I would want to just say one or two concerning the program come September 20. It's just around the corner. So in the mad again until September 28th of Fiotoba. Iba nyozi ejo for boafa madana ofija jemo na dona be 4 cheers ye go ginine. Another says ABC no numbanangala solid 100.9 FM. On a number Jalum Bozi than a number 10B Savage Crescent Nimi GRA Nenu. When you look anya for Romania for child. Eke name on the Aniji and Yadi own